All right. Happy Friday. Today was a really good day, but I want to talk to you guys about something, and it's on my heart. So let me get the papers, and then we'll start. No. Can you guys see that? What does that mean? No, it's not okay because you can say something to somebody that you should. And no, if you're a business, you shouldn't go around threatening young people because you can. Next one. Don't assume. Okay? Because when you assume, you know what ASS means. It makes a out of you and me. So don't do that. The next one is stand up for what's right. It doesn't matter if anybody else is doing it. Stand up for what's right and give freely. All right. How do those all pertain to today's story? Because today, when I was at the mall with my daughter-in-law, and I love her, Carrie, we were at a hot dog on a stick because she was trying to tell me that she had only been to Sonic's and it was the best hot dog she'd ever had in the US. Mind you, she's from UK. I was like, no. So we went to hot dog on a stick and we were sitting there. We got our order and we were waiting. And we were sitting like at a table, sort of kind of just like this. And three young men, African American men, sat on the bench and they were just talking, doing their own thing. One of their friends went up, he got something to eat at someplace else and came back. And I just kept looking at those young men and just remembering when I was a kid and how the community helped take care of us. If they saw you doing something good, they'd give you a treat or just say, hey, good job, keep it up. What are you going to do when you get older? And la, la, la. And they have a conversation and they would encourage you. But nowadays, I don't see a lot of African American men, young men getting that, or even women, or a lot of kids in general. It's just like we're so suspicious of everybody. And it's just like we're so into our little phones that we are like oblivious. And I don't get out a lot as far as to the malls, but I do get out to coffee shops, things like that. But I'm gonna have to get out to the malls more. So this is the story. The boys are waiting, or I'm just there. I kept looking at them because the two younger ones reminded me of my sons, and I was just like in love with them. They're so adorable, all of them. So I said, "Hey," just start talking. So, did you guys find a lot of good things at the shoe store? And they said, "Yeah, we did." And and we and they had, you could see they had Converse bags, and the one was telling me about these shoes, like something Night that was just $100. Was like just $100, okay. But I was like, okay. So we just kept talking, and then I finished eating and was talking to Carrie and my daughter-in-law, and then I'm like, I'm gonna buy them something to eat. I'm gonna ask them if they're hungry, because that's what they did in my day, and it's just a part of showing that people love you. So I'm like, okay. I said, hey, would you guys like something to eat? And the middle guy, which is an older guy, he was probably 19. Other two were like 15, 16. He said, oh, I already ate, but they might. And they said, oh, yeah. And I said, well, what about hot dog on a stick? And they said, yeah. And I said, okay. Got up, went up there with them. We paid everything. They were, I let them get whatever they want. And then when I went and sat back down, then the lady said, funnel fries or whatever they were, but they're like bread, but it's really sweet with this powdered sugar, really great. And then they got theirs. And as I was walking away, I heard the lady tell him, which was a cashier, and she was very young, if you come around here begging people for money, I'm going to have to call security. They did not say a word to her. They just looked at her, and she was like, do you understand? And they were like, they were being very, very, very over the chart respectful, very nice young men. You could see they had all their bags in their hand. When I heard her say that, I said, excuse me? And I turned around and said, what did you say? I said to the little one young man, I said, what did she say? That if we beg for money, she's going to call security. Now, I pretty much try to keep, when I'm in public, and if somebody pisses me off, I try to keep an even kill if I can. This didn't even get there. It automatically went from 0 to my car was one of the fastest cars in the conversation, basically. And I was like, what did they do? And she said, well, we have a rule if people are loitering, and then we can call security. I'm like, well, how are they loitering? And what are they doing? This is my question. Because I know people are thinking it too. And she couldn't even give me an explanation. I cut her off and said, you don't even have to say anything. You're wrong. You're out of line. You're wrong. You're out of line. You don't even know what was going on. We were over there. And I said, I'm not going to even explain the situation to you. The young men, they were just standing there and they were being, and then I just said, man, you're way out of control. And then she and I both raising our voice at each other, literally. Her manager comes out. And at first her manager was like, well, I'm sorry for the misunderstanding. I was like, it was no misunderstanding. Those boys were sitting on the bench over there. We had been talking. In my time, I'm 55, but in my day, people, supported the community, and they like, hey, you're doing good. And that's what I was doing. And people in line were like, yeah, okay. And she was like, okay. And I said, that was just wrong. It was out of line. It was wrong. And I'm going to call it how I see it. And I told the guys, because what had happened in the midst, let me back up the story. After I paid for the young men's things, I gave them each $1. And I said, okay, you guys be good, whatever. Because it was just change. It's just money. No, I'm not rich. I'm not Tyler Perry's wife or mother, okay? I mean, is he looking for a wife? I don't know. But anyway, that's not the point. The point is, it's just the point. It's just money. I'll get it back somewhere, okay? But I just wanted them to know how proud I was of them just, talking to me, but how their manners were. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. That was like so cool. So anyway, that's how all it came about. So you seeing me give them money, obviously you knew they weren't my sons, but I was talking to them. I had a conversation, which you missed the whole thing. And this is what pissed me off. You waited till I was halfway away from you to say it, and like I couldn't hear it. But I have ears like an elephant, because my kids will tell you I can hear a pin drop like in the next room. What are you guys doing? I'm just like that, okay? So I'm just like, you're wrong. Then the manager was like, well, and I said, that's just wrong, not acceptable. And she just kept talking. So if she would have shut up, even the manager, I would have been okay. But I was like, you're harassing these young boys, and there's nothing. Well, it's not harassment. They are not supposed to be here, okay? So they're not. Let me call this for what it really is. And this was one of the boldest things I've ever did in my life. I said, this is black thing, and this is not right, and that's full-blown prejudice. It's wrong, 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 wrong. She just says something, and I just put my hand up, and I was just like, stop talking. Just stop talking. Because when I'm done with you, like, you get the back of the hand. Just stop talking. I'm not even looking at you. I walked away, blah, blah, blah. It was wrong. The little guys, they went on their way. Of course, people are coming out of the stores and look. And yeah, you bet I made a scene. And I was happy about it for once in my life, because that kind of BS is wrong. Kids can't even go out. Black American kids can't even go out and enjoy their day, shop, spend God knows how much money on those shoes. Wish I was like, I could go with his family. But hey, and they weren't doing anything. And it was time, I felt it was time for me to stand up for something like that. Because I always stand up. But that was just like, this is grievous. This is like blatantly wrong. And you are not trying to support the community, because you missed a whole conversation. Now, I get their point that people come around and beg people. But I've been in that mall several times, and I don't usually see the beggars or anything. And I'm sure it happens, or people asking people for money. But you got the whole situation wrong. You're going to embarrass them. And this is the point. If she was so right about it, and wanted to be so right, why didn't she do it when I was standing right there? Why'd you wait till I'm halfway and you don't think I heard you? And you whisper it. Because you should have just been as loud as you were, and our heads are bopping and all that kind of stuff, as you were with me. No, because you were trying to be sneaky. Wrong. Because see, you had the wrong person today. Not today, Satan. That was Satan's sister, and it wasn't happening. So y'all, let me go back through my list and get it. No, it's not okay to be mean to people. You can give your money freely. If I wanted to give $5 million, which I don't have, But if y'all want to send me $5 million, that's fine too. After you view this video and you want to contribute to the Sabrina cause of standing up in malls now. Anyway, let me stop. But you can give your money to whoever you want. No, and where in life do we have to have an explanation for everything we do? This world is out of control. It's getting crazier. And I mean, pretty soon we're going to be jailed for being nice. That stuff needs to stop. Now, and I usually do not mention the people, businesses that I go to that are not worth going back. But hot dog on a stick, you have made the list today. You made the list. Thank you, honey. Because you know what? I'm going to post y'all all over because that was not a nice thing to do. And had the manager been able to maintain her mouth, we wouldn't even be sitting here making a video. I have thought about this, and thought about this all day. But I believe we're all one race. We may be different colors, different sexes. Of course, there's men and women, okay? Let me just stop and whatever, okay? But the point is, we all bleed the same blood. I know some people may not agree with my pacifism. That's probably not the right word to say it, but it's not. I get a lot done by being non-instigating, or not even instigating, but getting my point across. But today was one of those days where I'm like, I'm Mama Teresa 19.0, and y'all crazy if you think I'm gonna sit up here and let you do that, because that was wrong. And those young men needed to remember, never, if they see me ever again, that they can go someplace in life and know, hey, that lady bought us food, didn't even know us, believed in us, and stood up for us. 3 things. And you know what? The 4th thing is, God would do it too. Because do you guys know the story of when Jesus turned over the table in the temple with the crazy little people who were abusing the temple, and God got mad? I'm not Jesus by no means, because half the world wouldn't be here. So let me just say that. But when he turned over the tables and he was indignantly righteous, that's what I was. I was indignantly righteous today because that's a grievous and that's wrong. So basically, when you see something, do something, and don't worry about, oh, I may stand out. Because at the end of the day, what if those 3 boys were the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, and they were all in one, and they were waiting for somebody to defend them? Just saying. You know, me and my putting everything together. That's just me. But seriously, guys, it hurt my heart. And I ate some popcorn. So when I eat popcorn, I'm really thinking deep. And after eating all that popcorn, I'm like, we got to say something, because it's wrong. Yes, we have people who are white and we have people who are Caucasian. I was even watching a video the other day where they have brown skin. We're just out of control. Personally, I'm not African American, I'm Black. That was a politically correct thing. Anybody don't like it, good for you. I don't care. But I'm Black. Anyway, whatever. We just need to love each other, and we need to do the right thing, and we need to stop wanting to automatically accuse people of things unless we really know the situation, if we were there. And even if I did give them money, was it hurting her? No, she had a piss-ass attitude anyway from the beginning, because when I said hi with my little yippee-yappy little self, I said, hey, how's your day? How's it going? She goes, another day, another dollar. Well, she was probably going to have a bad day anyway, so anything was going to piss her off because she's not happy at her job. And this is the last thing. If you're not happy at your job, leave it. There's God knows how many jobs. And according to President Trump, Lord knows, which is not true because we have a high rate of unemployment, but there are a lot of fast food places out there. People, you know what? Just do the right thing. And if you don't like your job, get out of it. But don't try to humiliate people and do the wrong things. That's my little thing for today. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Yes, I talk with my hands. It's just me. Always done it, even since I was 2 years old. Like, Mama, I'm going to need you to take those black eyed peas off my plate. Peace out, people.